morning! As you can see, I'm on a Suzuki GSX-8TT. My Suzuki GSX-8TT. So the Triumph is gone. Got part exchanged 2 days ago. So I'm doing my first commute on the Suzuki. Currently commuting to central London. This morning I'm starting at stupid o'clock, so most of the Londoners are still in bed or eating breakfast, so I don't expect any heavy traffic or filtering opportunities. However, on the way back it will be a totally different story. So yeah, the question is, how good of a commuter bike can a Suzuki GSX-8TT be? The Triumph was absolutely amazing at this task. So we'll see how this compares. So I picked this bike up 2 days ago. And as you can see, I've already done 120 miles, which is a bit of a problem, because I calculated, so the bike is currently being run in, which means it needs the first running in service at 600 miles. So I've calculated that this will take me about 4 weeks. So I pre-booked the service already, because the guy told me that he's got about 3 to 4 weeks lead time. So I pre-booked the service. However, I got a bit carried away over the weekend, and I already done 120 miles. So I'm gonna have to try and call them today and see if there's any chance of having the service done a bit earlier. Otherwise I'm gonna be screwed. But yeah, so far so good. I'm loving the bike. It's comfortable. The seat is on the firmer side, but surprisingly it's very comfortable. Like, I spent 4 hours on it yesterday without any issues. So I've test ridden the 8T version, if you have seen my previous video, and I said many times that the bike needs an exhaust upgrade, and yeah, I can still confirm that absolutely this bike needs a bit more charisma from its engine. It's way too quiet, and I actually listened to some footage which I recorded over the weekend, and the bike just doesn't sound good on the camera. It's like a whistling noise. So yeah, there's also a bit of an issue that I came across, because my model is a Euro 5 Plus, which means it's got 2 lambda sensors, one before the catalytic converter and one shortly after. And I don't think there are many options for an exhaust for 5 Plus bikes yet, because everything I see advertised online states that it's only for 24, 25 models. So I'm gonna have to do some more digging. Another thing which I need to look into is some kind of pannier or bag system, because I need to carry all the logs with me, lunch and uniform and all that kind of stuff. So currently I'm carrying everything in the rucksack, which is not gonna do any favor. for my back. I know there's Suzuki pannier system, which is, I think it's manufactured by SW Motec. It's rebranded. So that's one option, but they look a bit too big for the job. They're more like a touring system. So the Triumph is gone, and I'm a bit upset with myself because I took the bike out the day before it got traded in with the intention of making like an ownership review, 10,000 mile ownership review. And I kind of missed that opportunity because, the moment I put that camera on, everything I want to say comes out of my head. So I listened to some of the footage, and it's just it's crap. I've been like mumbling, broken English, and missed all the details that I wanted to pass on. Yes, I don't know if I can salvage it. I also got a bit emotional, to be honest, like part exchanging that bike. I know I might be like one of those sad cases, getting attached to machines. I always had it with cars as well. So the engine is lacking some noise, but the power delivery is absolutely amazing. Like I said, I'm currently running the engine in, which means I cannot take it above 5,000 RPM. I found an option in the settings of limiting the RPMs. I mean, I thought it would limit the RPM, but what it does is just flashes the screen when you go above. Still a nice feature. But yeah, it's very, very tempting to rev the engine out a bit more. But the power delivery is really, really nice, very linear. It's got lots of torque. The mid-range is amazing. The quick shifter, in my previous video, the 8TT test ride, I said that it's fine, both going up and down. However, after spending a couple of days riding this bike, I've noticed few things. The quick shifter between first and second gear can be very harsh. Not always, but it kind of puts me off from using it between first and second, because a couple of times it was just way too harsh. It felt like I'm gonna break the bike. After that, it's absolutely fine. Going down, again, it's a bit, it's not consistent. You really have to press down very firmly. And it's not always smooth. So I don't know, maybe it's because the bike is too new. Hopefully. The mirrors are actually great. I can see a lot in them. They're quite large. There are no vibrations whatsoever. I could see myself doing a bit of light touring on this bike as well, because of how comfortable it is. Maybe not, going to Europe or anything like that, but just going to Wales or Lake District, Peak District. I think it would be very, very fun bike, fun and comfortable at the same time. One thing I've noticed about this bike also is around 3,000 RPM, it gets a bit vibey, so there's quite a lot of vibrations coming through the foot pegs. And then at 4,000 RPM it just disappears. It's not dramatic or anything like that, it's just something that I've noticed. Kind of feels like I'm maybe in one gear too high. So the fuel consumption that I'm averaging currently is quite impressive. It's 71 mpg. So more or less the same as my Triumph. The helmet that I'm wearing, I've had it for nearly 2 years, I believe, but it's shocking how well it matches the colors of the bike, like it was meant to be. Yeah, you see what I mean? The change between first and second, it just rocks the bike. Would be nice not to have the bike stolen on the first day as well. Everything gets stolen in London these days, even a bloody flower pot from outside your door. If you're commuting into London, invest in some proper locks, like a hip lock or light lock. They can still be cut through, but it takes a lot longer. Yep, so far, brilliant commuter bike. Will be interesting how it does in a filtering situation. Fuck's sakes, what's with these road closures everywhere? And what now? Don't even know where we're gonna go now. Behind the scooters. This is where the name for the channel came from, by the way. Always being overtaken by scooters. Right, so it's now about 9 hours later. I'm on the way back home. Traffic's horrendous. Road closures. I don't know where I'm going. But it's a good test for the bike to see how it behaves in a slow-moving traffic. And so far, the clutch is heavy. And I'm purely comparing it to my previous bike, which was a Triumph Speed Twin 900. That bike had a super light clutch. This one feels like quite a workout. The bike appears to have a slipper assist clutch, so when I release it slowly, it will add some throttle to stop the bike from stalling. He must be Italian. Lots of gestures. But yeah, so far his bike is very nimble in traffic. Very pleasant. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It's just over 200 kilograms with all the liquids. Nice Moto Guzzi. Go. So the throttle feels a bit snatchy compared to my previous bike, the Triumph Speed Twin 900. We are currently in B mode, which is like a normal mode. You got A, B and C. So A is the most aggressive one, B is normal, and C is rain. It could be that I'm getting used to the bike. It's my first ride in slow-moving traffic. What do you guys think of the color of this bike? Would you pick this green one or the black one? So the black version comes with red wheels. Only two colors to choose from on the TT. So the heavy clutch must be a Suzuki thing, because I had a Suzuki GSX-8TT as my first ever bike. That had a heavy clutch. And then I did my lessons and test on an SV650, and that also had a heavy clutch. The engine pulls really nicely, I have to say. So right now in 5th gear, around 3000 RPM. It just goes. I think it's got similar power delivery to my previous bike, the Triumph. I think they have similar torque figures actually. Triumph was 80 Newton meters. This is, I believe, 76, something like that. Obviously, it's missing the soundtrack of the Triumph. That bike was like a thunder. But yeah, so far it was a good test, a good commuting test for the bike. We did some high speeds in the morning. We did some slow traffic riding, some light filtering. Yeah, the bike's doing a great job. Really happy with it. Like I said, the clutch is a bit heavy, but you know, it's something I'm gonna have to get used to. I've done it before. It's okay. I think I made a good choice. And like I said, I took the bike to the countryside over the weekend, and it was amazing there also. So I guess if you are looking for a bike to commute to work on, definitely give this one a try. Really nice package. Also, if you can only have one bike in your garage that can do everything, it's also a very good choice. Actually, on my lunch break, I purchased the Suzuki panniers and the rails, supporting rails to go with them. So hopefully that will arrive this week at some point. So I will not have to carry the locks on my back. Maybe I can also do some light touring later on, when the engines finally run in. But yeah, thanks for coming along on my first ever commute on the Suzuki GSX-8TT. By the way, what a silly name, no? What happened to all these cool names? Hayabusa, Bandit, Katana. Anyway, take care. See you next time.